Check. This is Jay Diff with the New Old Heads podcast, and this is episode 461, featuring guest 4200 Corey. On this episode, we talked about the Grammy nods in the hip-hop category and the Alfredo 2 snub. Was that necessary? We also had a conversation about OutKast being inducted into the Hall of Fame with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the importance of big things starting in small rooms. We also had a conversation about Westside Gunn and his WWE imagery and how they have pretty much gave him a cease and desist as far as the album covers and sound bites that he used. Is this right or wrong? We also had a conversation about the king of pop, that being Michael Jackson, and the movie coming out and his impact that he's had on the culture past, present, and future. We also had a little more in-depth conversation with 4200 Corey and his album Cobra Sun, and how he felt about the culture in Naptown as a whole when it comes to the music and hip hop. Again, this is episode 461 of the New Old Heads podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe. And to get the full uncut version, become a Patreon. See you in the comments. Peace.
You are now listening to the New Old Heads podcast. Our official 1-hour episode is released every Saturday at noon Eastern, but we share the exclusive uncut 2-hour episode to our Patreon members early every Wednesday. The show is brought to you by Coleman Dental, Indie CD and Vinyl, and Bringing Down the Band, and most importantly, you. Support the show directly by becoming a member at patreon.com/newoldheads, where we embrace the new, respect the old, and remain ahead.
You are now tuned in to the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7. The brothers are in the building. Start off with my man Jay Moore. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. You know, kicking but not high, flapping but can't fly. You know the vibes.
I love that game. My man DJ J Dill. What's happening, man?
Salutations.
You good?
Great, man.
Good to see you.
Likewise.
I like when you positive, bro.
You say that all the time, man. Because you're scripting at this point.
My scripting, I'm hiding right now. My man Lonegevity in the pilot seat. How are you, good buddy?
Howdy, neighbor.
Yeah.
Doing all right. How you
Scully
doing?
on today, huh? A little cold outside.
Yeah, man, the seasons have changed, which means that I do things to keep my head warm.
I got you. There's a good look on you. I see you, though.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
White hoodie. Yeah.
Yeah, white. I don't know.
Where are we going with this?
So we ain't going nowhere.
Something in the ancestors.
No, we're not.
Anyways,
There's no rabbit
bringing
on
it
this.
back.
Yeah, we got a very special guest in the building, man. One of the brightest up-and-coming artists here in the city, Naptown's own Slum Baby family representative, my man 4200 Corey. How are you, sir?
Feeling good, Nasty. How about you?
Come on, man. I can't complain, man. I'm glad you sat down with us, man.
I'm glad y'all had me, man. This is right here. This is a historic.
Yeah,
Hey, it's historic? Okay.
I would say so.
Yeah. Appreciate it, man.
I feel old as hell since I've been talking to you prior to us going on. So, yeah.
It's all right. I forgive you.
Yeah, I'm dealing with it. I'm dealing with it. Nah, for sure, I'm dealing with it. We appreciate you, bro, giving us some time and, getting into this New Old Heads world. We really appreciate you.
Man,
Thank you for that.
Thank you. I'm excited about this one.
For sure.
Indeed,
We're going to get
indeed.
into it.
In music news.
Yeah. Let's get to
Now, I know this isn't a topic, but just real quick, I don't know if y'all seen which albums were nominated for Grammys.
Yeah,
I saw.
I did.
Rap
Yeah,
wise.
you saw?
So
I
you got GNX, which I thought GNX was last year.
Different.
But
yeah.
It must came right at the cusp.
It's
So
right,
Yeah, cut
it's
off.
right on the
Okay,
cutoff.
so
Cut off.
you had GNX, you had the Clips,
Yeah.
you had
Baby
Tyler.
Creator,
Glorilla.
Was Baby King? in there?
Glorilla,
Jid.
Oh, Jid.
Jid,
Yeah.
Alfredo too. They didn't miss.
Nah, it didn't make it.
They didn't make it.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Crazy. Where?
Now, see, the thing that I wondered is, did it just come out too late?
That's what
No,
I'm wondering.
It made it.
Nah.
Really?
No,
It
it
made-
wasn't on there.
So
It
it
should've
made it,
been
but
on.
it didn't
make it. But it wasn't nominated.
It wasn't
That's
nominated.
wild.
So it made the cutoff, but did not get selected. That's
Mhm.
crazy.
Man.
And this is, just my take is, shout out to Glorilla. She had an incredible year, but there's absolutely no reason Glorilla should
At all.
be on there
At
before
all.
Oh my God.
At all.
before Freddie Gibbs.
At all.
What's going on here, man?
That's one of those ones where it's like, they're like, okay, we're going to slide this one in with the rest of them. Because to me, no disrespect, but nah. Not with the rest of those.
You heard
nah.
the Glorilla joint?
I heard enough of it.
Ain't that a great question?
I actually wasn't
Corey,
mad at the
I already
Glorilla.
know.
album.
I said
I wasn't mad at it.
No,
But when we talking about the albums that made it and the ones that are supposed to be on album of the year,
Alfredo had
there's
no
no
skips.
way that you
Alfredo
can
had
leave
no skips.
Alfredo
I
out of
agree.
there.
I ain't
agree.
saying it's trash, but I heard enough
No,
to be like, nah, it
no,
ain't
I totally
Alfredo.
understand that. It is standing out. And
Come on,
that
come on,
album is definitely
come on.
standing out.
Hey,
Come
man. So
You know,
I'm happy
representation
for
matters.
The,
you know?
I'm happy for the clips, though. I ain't gonna hold you.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I'm happy for the clips.
with that being said, though, with Kung Fu Kenny in here,
Yeah.
does that mean the Clips ain't about to take home this title?
I don't think so. I don't think they got
I don't think GNX should get it.
Maybe there's a little Kendrick fatigue.
I don't know.
Who would you?
You have to understand
I
that.
got GNX for this.
You got GNX?
You do?
I think he's gonna win.
Just because it's I just
Yeah.
But let me ask
Yeah.
you this, though, Corey: is the GNX album, in your opinion, better than the Clips record?
No.
Like
But
that? You
that's
honest? You
but
honest?
that's on the grounds of like what like people like me and you would want for hip hop
You
right now.
You right?
Yeah,
Sure.
Like-
you right.
yeah.
You know
You
what I
right.
mean? So like obviously that's a victory lap for him.
Come on.
So like it fits with the time and
Yeah.
what just happened.
yeah.
But yeah, nah, Clips got it. Because honestly, now that I think about it, when you look at those nominations, it's well represented for everybody.
It
man.
really
It
is.
Did you enjoy
We need some
Chromacopia?
Caucasians on there. though.
Chromacopia. Oh my god, I forgot Chromacopia was on
I
there.
loved
It
to
was
me.
good. I didn't have a lot of replay value. I'm glad he just dropped this.
the one after that. I can't remember
The
the,
dance
name,
joint.
But the
I didn't like
pop
that
No,
one.
record.
Don't
not
break
even
the glass.
not even that one. He just dropped like a extra song for the Chromacopia.
Yeah, he put out
Oh, I didn't know
Not
that.
really
Yeah.
deluxe, but yeah, he re-released it.
Right.
this
So
Friday.
yeah, no, I
Okay,
listened
okay.
to it again the other day on the flight, and that it was hidden. I was like, oh yeah,
Chromacopia
yeah,
was?
it was hidden, but it's not Clips or
No,
Okay. Okay.
I
Okay.
enjoy Chromacopia, but to me, GNX deserved to be on there. Clips
Sure.
definitely deserves to be on there. But I feel like as a fan of hip hop,
Yeah.
regardless, it's a win with either the Clips or Kenny winning. But I already know Kenny gonna win that.
So we just totally disregarding Jid in this.
Jid.
Jid is a fire
Yeah.
album
He
too. I
told me
love
about
Jid
Jid.
album.
Yeah, he told me. But Terry
I
put me
love
on,
his album.
Terry
but
put me on Jid.
when I'm thinking about album of the year though,
Yeah, it wasn't that.
no, it wasn't.
It was
I-
good.
You know, my first listen to the Jid album, I didn't like it.
Me neither.
I liked 2 records, and I was like, this is ass. And I was like, I like Jid. I was like, why don't I like this? And then I realized it was probably just where I was when I was listening to it. Because
Yeah.
when I went back and listened, I was like, all right, this is a lot better than what I thought.
Yeah, he got some
Yeah.
heat.
But it's still,
I gave it 2 different settings, bro. Like
that's
it
I did too.
dropped. It dropped, and I was just like, I got to do my little 2-mile run.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, listen, I was like, I don't know if I like this.
Mm.
I think
Yeah.
Chance the Rapper was also
Oh.
ignored. You know?
I would have
Did
put
he
Chance
miss?
over
He
there.
he had to have missed.
You got a chance
I
over
don't think
Jid.
so.
in
I
this?
would have put Chance over Jid.
Okay.
I would too.
That's fair.
yeah, that
That's
Chance
fair.
album was
That's fair.
the Chance album was hard.
Chance was solid. That was a very solid
That's a nice,
return.
like I said,
That's
nice
a hell of a
comeback.
bounce back. Hell of
Yeah.
a bounce back.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
But
All right.
yeah, they missed on Alfredo though. The
They
Alfredo
missed
too.
bad on Alfredo too. Yeah,
They could
missed
at
But why
least
do
put
you
a
think?
single
But
or
why do you
something
think
on
they
there.
missed that one?
The judging committee.
First of all, it's the committee, and
This is where we get to
But he's
get mad
had.
at.
But he's
Yeah.
had one, right? He's had
Yes,
nominations.
he was
Yeah.
nominated.
yeah, but sometimes
Do we get to blame Add 2 in a slot? Because I think they're both on the voting committee.
Hey man,
yes, they are.
M80.
What's going on, Slotty?
Yeah, we know.
Say, man.
We know voting members. Barber, I
Yeah.
think Barber's on there as
Yeah,
well.
we need to have a talk with y'all, man. See what's going on with
But
this.
with Freddie and Alchemist on the first one, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like there are submissions where it's like, okay, we
It
just
wasn't the first one that was nominated though.
It was not. Which
Nah,
one was it?
it was
Which record was that? I can't remember. I ain't
It
gonna
Was
lie.
was,
it Madlib?
no, it was damn. What
It was the one like last year, right?
That's what I thought.
No, it was
I
like
thought
2.
it-
It was the
I
year.
thought it was the
the
one
year
before
Nas
this.
won.
It was the one that came out before Halloween of last year.
Oh, let me look it up.
I thought that was the one.
Really?
The one with the rabbit on the front, like with a TV, like he was talking about a story about being in Las Vegas
No
or some
Soul.
shit.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That month was hard.
So
That-
separate.
That month was
Yeah.
hard.
So
But
separately.
I
that
like
was,
that.
but was that
That
the one
wasn't
that got
last
the
year.
nod? I thought.
No, that
I thought
wasn't.
him and
No, it wasn't
wasn't
last
nominated.
year.
Yeah, that was the year before last.
I thought he and Alchemist got a nod, or maybe I'm tripping.
Yeah, I
Lone-
remember the first Alfredo getting a nod. I don't know why.
Lone is doing the research right now.
I don't remember. Do you remember what? I do remember they getting nominated, but I don't know
Yeah.
if it was Alfredo won or if it was so.
'Cause I thought
So separately.
But that wasn't him and Alchemist though, was it?
Nah,
No.
that was a mix of
Alfredo
producers.
one was, but not so.
It wasn't.
That,
It
that was different.
definitely wasn't the one with him and Currency though.
No.
No,
could have been.
no, it's not that.
It had to be Alfredo.
I really
won.
think it was
That's what I
Alfredo
was
one.
it has to be.
I think it's Alfredo one that got the nod.
It was
Is Alfredo?
2021 for Alfredo
And
one.
Okay.
I think that's the year
I
Nas
stand
won.
corrected.
Okay, so Nas was King's disease, if I'm not mistaken, whatever number it was, right?
That's
Right.
fair.
Yeah.
So even with that one, it's like that's one of those ones where I'm like, they were like, okay, let's get some hip hop records in here and let's just make sure that we get everybody covered. But them missing this second one, based off what I heard, to me, it's crazy work. That's crazy
It's better than
work.
the first one to me.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Easy.
You might have a point there, low key.
I will say too, like, and I don't know if it's just the me and the time and the place at like where I'm at in life, but like, you know, Terry's comment about it being an easy listening hip hop album to where like you can just put it on and play it all the way through with no skips. I don't know if anything really stands out to me about that album, Alfredo 2, except for like the Anderson .Paak joint.
That joint is fire.
But there's a couple of them that are good, but like it's just something I can play front to back, and I don't know if that has something to play with. I don't know if it does. It
you kind of get lost in it.
Is it just a really good album, or is it just like, is it over the top good? You know, well, like does it have that? You know,
because that's funny though. Because if you're making that point, then it's like Jid's on there, so it's like,
exactly, yeah, exactly,
yeah,
you know,
that's true.
I mean, if I had to switch one out, it would Glorilla probably being the common factor. If I had to choose between the Jid album, though, if we have to leave Glorilla on there, if I have to choose between Jid and Alfredo 2, I'm probably going Alfredo 2.
I'm cutting Jid and Glorilla and putting on Chance's rap and Alfredo.
Yeah. Is there any other albums that y'all thought Maja missed?
Mick. But I don't know if he submitted, you know, like
he might have missed the time.
He might have missed it too. Yeah, because Mick doesn't miss it.
That's the latest one, right?
Yeah,
Saba's came out this year too.
That was
Mick is
his latest joint.
Yeah,
that's hard.
Yeah.
But the No ID joint.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel a certain type of way about albums if I went and seen it perform live, and so that I went to that concert and seen it. It kind of like
when he came to Indy.
Yeah. So like when I went and see Kanye with Life of Pablo.
Yeah,
I didn't like it as much till I seen it live, and I was like, okay, I get it. So that might be one.
Well, that's how I feel about Electric Circus.
Yeah, you mentioned that too.
That if you saw the actual concert,
which I didn't,
then you'd have a different feeling about it.
I still liked it though.
I still like the record though.
I still go back
you
and
don't
revisit
know about
that. You got it. Electric Circus. So you know.
All right, man. Let's
the comment, Terry. I'm gonna have you scoot back just a
let's
little
jump
bit.
into this rundown, man.
Yeah, a little bit too close.
Let's get to these topics.
No, that's a good one. We can put that out as a segment.
No, for sure, man. Because at the end of the day, I'm just rooting for the Clips. We pro Kendrick here, but we pro Clips as well.
Dog.
So
it's like it's one of them situations like when I had to vote against you in the beat battle.
Yes,
this would be one of them situations with Kanye. I mean, not Kanye, but with Kendrick and in the Clips. I'd have to give my nod to the Clips on this one.
I'm gonna give my brother credit. This is why he's one of my closest friends and one of my homies, because he told me to my face, Mike, you picked the wrong beat. It wasn't it. And he was a judge. Now we doing the podcast, we doing all this stuff. He's like, nah, that wasn't it, bro. And I said, you know
that's
what?
Real. You can't have yes, man.
That's real. There it is.
He told you got to keep people around you that's gonna tell you the truth.
Keep you in reality.
Absolutely.
Come on.
Man.
Yeah, Terry told me the truth. He's like, nope, you picked the wrong one. He cooked you. I said, okay.
Would y'all be upset though if Tyler won?
No.
Honestly, I wouldn't be upset if any of them
besides
won. Besides Glorilla. I'm sorry. If they give it to her, then you know, okay, what the jig is up, man. What's going on here?
But she has probably of those people picked. No, I can't say it because Kendrick's on there. I would say
the most commercial.
The most commercial situation.
I haven't even heard it. I can't even judge it.
No, that was my point. I haven't heard it.
No, I'm gonna listen to that mug again.
So you saying it's just like it shouldn't even off of your listen. It shouldn't even be there.
No, because I listen. I absorb a lot of music.
What's on there?
Just
like
because,
what's the hot joints on there?
TGIF, damn, like the hits are on.
The hits are on there, right?
Yeah.
So
she got some
album joints though.
No, but she got a song.
It's cool.
Like the filler stuff.
It's cool.
She got a song with Kirk Franklin. You know,
no.
I think that's
don't do that.
No, she does have a song with Kirk Franklin on there.
I wasn't being facetious when I said that.
Yeah, but don't do that because you're trying to give her, you shooting her bail by saying she got a joint with Kirk Franklin. Don't do that.
No, because I don't think she belongs on the list. Shout out to all the people who are going to say we anti-woman because we don't.
It has nothing to do with that because she's good. So
so she does a thing. I mean, she got busy this year. I'm just saying, in that competitions, one of these things is not like the other.
There we go.
It's a good album, but it's not like
it ain't that.
It's gonna be like the year when Cardi B beat Nipsey and
one of the worst selections I've ever seen in my life. Come on, man.
That hurt.
Let's get it together.
That did hurt, man. Victory Lap is crazy. I still listen to Victory Lap right now. So, from the dungeon to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, is where we're going to start tonight. Now, OutKast is officially in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and we're talking about the group that gave us Big Boy, 3 Stacks, 6 platinum albums, monumental moments. We were outside, so we know about OutKast, legendary status in Atlanta. So when I saw Donald Glover, who was their inductor, I saw Jid, Doja Cat, Tyler the Creator.
Could have missed me with Doja Cat.
Yeah, really.
I feel y'all. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
She was a part of that.
No, okay.
Is the Glorilla of this one?
I see what you're doing.
You know, we don't like women on the show.
Yeah, I see where you're going. But I thought the lineup was dope in terms of,
Yeah.
just
Oh,
being
you forgot Janelle Monáe.
Janelle Monáe.
She was fire.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
that's
okay.
fine.
That balances
There
out
you go.
Doja Cat. There you go. I got you.
Hold up, real quick. What did Doja Cat do?
She did.
Oh my God, it was bad. She didn't know that she was fucking up the words.
They actually muted it
Mamacita.
on the video.
No,
She-
no.
Mamacita.
What song did she do? I can't remember.
It's kind hey, you stupid. No, man, let me get.
I'm sorry.
let me
Sorry.
get through this.
It's kind of like
No
when
way.
Lupe didn't know the words when they did the Tribe Called
Ah,
Quest.
Come on, man.
yeah,
Come on,
tribute.
man. We're
I
not
didn't
about to
see
go down
that.
that road. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
that was a thing. Anyways,
But look, even but even
He
with-
did that?
He
Yeah.
did that. Yeah, he did that.
Damn.
it was a
It's
thing.
tragic.
It was
bro.
a thing. Yeah.
Rest in peace, Rich Homie Quan had an opportunity too, and I think he
He
messed his up
I
as well.
remember that one.
But look, so 3 Stacks, even during the speech, he talked about great things starting in little rooms, which to me really resonated because it makes you realize that their journey wasn't just about massive hits. You know, the Dungeon is legendary at this point. So let's watch a video of his induction speech. We cut up a couple moments and then we'll discuss after that.
In rap, there's this thing about competition in rap. And I'm from another side. Like, I always felt like it was always better to inspire somebody else. Like, I never felt like I was in competition with nobody. So to me, it's always like, I want to see you do something great. And it's going to be like, oh, I want to do something great. I'm not trying to be better than you. We are who we are. So all that, going back and forth, the competition, who's dope, that's cool. But inspiring people, man, that's really, really, really what it's about. And great things start in little rooms. Yeah, man. That's it.
So what 3 Stacks talking about, I think he hit on 2 points. We've discussed the competition part of hip hop in terms of if that's good or if it's bad. He took the route of I just want to inspire, and then also the things from when he talks about great things come from little rooms. I'm a part of that. We're all a part of that because sometimes it's just in your bedroom with dreams and imagination, and we see what's what. Same thing with the Dungeon. So I would ask you all, how important are Andre's points about the little room and his concept about competition?
Well, I think the little rooms thing is important just because, especially from their era, you had to have talent, a dream, and still, somebody that knows somebody,
Yeah.
to make your way from, the Dungeon, which, a basement with basically clay floors to make
Yeah.
your way into LaFace Records. There's a lot that goes into that.
Naptown Roots.
Yeah. So
Talk to him.
when you talk about now where I don't want to say nobody has to believe in you, but you can just put out your music so independently, so easily now. I think people don't have the same respect for, that dream that started with a notepad in a small room because you almost feel like, okay, I think I'm dope. And a couple people say that they like my rap. And so I put it out, and I think there might be a lack of patience for some folks because they don't have the time to appreciate the process because everything moves so quickly. I think I think that what he said there, especially about inspiring people, just letting people know is like, okay, just because it's 6 months later, and you're not going to the Grammys, it's okay. Be more grateful for the process that makes you into a better artist, an artist that can actually inspire. So I think, depending on what kind of artist you want to be and how you actually want to approach being a musician or whatever it is that you're doing, you have to have that mindset. I just think about this podcast, we started in a much smaller room than this.
Way smaller.
And like I said, for the first year or so, I was just a fan, before I came on and guested one time. And, I can see what the growth is. I went back and listened to an older episode.
Whew.
Yeah, I know. It's, or like the clips will come up. There was a clip that came up from a show I was on, like, this is like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, we didn't know how to
Yep.
Yeah, you know, and so, but I'm grateful for the process because when people talk about how professional it looks and it sounds now, you know, I can say thank you, and I can be very honest, is it didn't start that way.
Nah,
sure.
I think it's a universal acknowledgement of where everything starts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even as kids, you know what I'm saying? You dream big as a kid, and it's always within four walls. You know what I'm saying? Whether you coloring, whether you didn't start drawing, or even you didn't press play on the CD or tape you didn't popped in, and you decide you want to rap. You start writing in there. It all happens in that small room. A lot of times by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So when you actually get a group of people together that have that same vision, it's a different energy that vibrates off of that, man. And it's like a lot of people don't acknowledge that first step of just coming into and actually finding yourself within those four walls, that being that small room, and growing from that. And I mean, they had mentors in there. He talked on there about how Goody Mob was a big influence on it because they were the OGs in the basement with them. They were still going to school. They was down there writing, getting up and going to school. And, you know what I'm saying, they still hanging out all day. It was a common area. And, like, I grew up in a neighborhood that had spots like this. Like, people's parents, mom or dad or whoever, would allow you to do what you do confined into these four walls. It keeps you, I think that's why I kind of feel it so deeply, because it keeps you centered. You might be in there smoking or drinking or doing whatever, but at least you're confined. You're in a safe place.
Mm-hmm.
And they were being creative with what they were doing, and we see where it took them, man. And it's like, it's so amazing, man. That really touched me. You see what I got on my shirt today, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I mean,
sure.
I feel like them are my dogs, man. Like I grew up with them cats, but
sure.
I didn't. But like I was absorbing that energy at an early age when I was in my four walls. So like for him to talk about that, it kind of touched me.
Yeah, it's like
Pause.
two dope. Yeah, good pause. It's like two dope sentiments too that I really get from it. It's like the old fashioned, the faith of a mustard seed, you know, and then like the hardest part being to start. And even when he was talking about it, I don't know, I use his reference point a lot. I'm 2001, so I did get to see Denzel play Malcolm X. So I just remember him being in those first few rooms when he first started talking for himself.
Come on.
And then with some small rooms, and then for him to get into those bigger stages and take on that capacity, like, yeah, man, it's dope. And like, them was one of my favorite artists, like, that I started to work after. Like, when I was like, I wanted to start rapping and I really wanted to start writing and stuff, I was like, I tried to be this combination of both of those guys, which, I mean, it's insane. That's why they're so perfect, because they're separate. Like, so,
and their styles are so different. Like, it's like seeing how that evolved. Like, even once they got out of the dungeon and seeing how those two evolved on the same plane but went on different lanes, but still meshed so well together. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, you can't write that. It just it just is what it is.
Storybook, man. That's
straight
crazy.
up, man.
And just think about the juxtaposition of, you know, a lot of times the first time someone heard Andre's voice outside of his raps, when they saw him and Big Boy get on that stage at the Source Awards.
Come on, man.
And, you know, the South got something to say. And what's crazy, because Salt and Pepper was inducted, and Salt and Pepper were the ones who were like, and the winner is OutKast. Go back and watch the video. They were not enthused about OutKast winning.
I was there. Not there.
Wow, you was there.
We was outside.
At
We
the
was
Source
outside.
Awards?
We were outside.
I was too little.
No. And so when you think about his speech saying the South got something to say, and then he's on stage at the Rock and Roll, you know, Hall of Fame. And the thing is, there's no, one of the most controversial things I ever said is there's a specific group that I understand why that got in based on their influence. But when you put the CDs on the table,
come on,
do they really deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Who's that?
NWA.
Yeah.
Man, we ain't gonna keep having this NWA slide, bro. Why are we bringing them up?
I know, I'm just saying, but there's nobody who says if you put OutKast albums on the table, do you have to have a debate?
And that's my favorite group for the record.
Yeah,
not NWA, but OutKast.
Yeah.
But you ain't gonna keep talking about.
It's
NWA
a lot going
like
on.
Yeah,
I'm just
disrespecting NWA.
I'm talking about when we talk about legacy and
Young
the
fella
tree.
even knows that
There is nobody bigger than NWA.
Not when
You
it
know,
comes to the
the
musical
world
family
is
tree.
different
Yeah.
without NWA. You know, but like I said, put the CDs on the table. We're not talking about them right now. They're Hall of Famers as well. Honestly,
See?
OutKast probably should have made it before they did, but it's all good
Come
because
on,
they're there
man.
now.
This is just
This is
malarkey.
tragic, bruh.
It's malarkey.
We've had this conversation multiple times. You gonna stop
No, I'm
disrespecting
gonna-
the
It
It
had
wouldn't,
nothing
bro.
to do with this, Jay.
At all.
It
This has
didn't.
nothing to
It's-
do with
no,
OutKast.
I was trying to make a point about, like, I don't think there's anybody, I don't care from what corner of hip hop you are from,
All right,
where
so
when you put those OutKast
you know,
CDs
getting
on the
reckless
table,
with
and
it.
then you can
Listen.
even, and then you can
Listen.
even talk about their influence.
listen, so I thought we were going to talk about Salt and Pepper since they got inducted at the same exact time.
No, I just
And it would have led in because it makes sense that when OutKast got their award at the Source Award, they were the ones that said their name with the kind of little under OutKast, like it deflated them.
Yeah.
And then Poetic Justice, okay, y'all both got inducted into the Hall of Fame the same day,
Yeah.
but nobody's talking about Salt and Pepper. It's all about OutKast, right?
And rightfully
Yeah.
so.
rightfully so.
So I thought we were going to go down that lane versus bringing up.
Well, you know, because this is a podcast, it's not friendly to women.
Apparently.
No, you keep saying that, man. That sounds like a Republican
Yo.
thing to say.
No, I mean,
we don't have to disrespect Salt and Pepper just
no,
to
I wasn't.
have this
I wasn't
conversation, bro.
disrespecting them. I was just trying to juxtapose two
No, he was
points in history.
disrespecting NWA, but
No,
it's cool.
I wasn't disrespecting
Oh,
them
my
either.
God.
That's cool.
What was that line where from the movie? He's like, "What do you mean I don't like women? I love bitches." What was that from?
It might have been the NWA movie.
Boy, I was say my fin, boy.
How did I fail women's studies? I love bitches.
Listen, man, OutKast is to me the coldest hip hop group ever. To me, duo, however y'all want to call it.
No, I
Whatever.
say group.
Group.
I have no problem saying that.
I have no problem
they are
saying
the
it. To me,
coolest
they're the
group ever.
coldest. They're my favorite, and you can't tell me nothing about OutKast. So I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
They got the records to prove it. They got the albums to prove it.
Minus that flute joint.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, minus the
I heard
flute
that actually that this would be like, since he just got inducted, like it's clear end times of him ever hopping back in front of a mic.
Yeah, because he
To my
didn't even
stacks.
perform on that.
Right.
I'm not gonna
Mhm.
hold you. That bothered,
Jid performed in his spot.
Mhm.
but that bothered me a little bit for that one record because I think they did what was it? Throw your hands in the air, yeah, off ATLians.
Yeah.
They did that, but I was hoping Stax was gonna pop out. To me, as a fan, I'm just
He
a
went
fan.
on to the back.
He was like, "Nah, I ain't gonna do it." That would have been a cold moment. I'm a little mad at him
I'm
for
just
that.
happy
but
that I was able to witness their last show together in Atlanta.
that's
What?
big,
I
bro. He
was
was there.
there.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah,
That's big. That's big.
But you know, the
They
thing
sounded
is,
good.
it was amazing.
That's fire.
and
Yeah.
and the thing is, I don't think either of them is any kind of tax trouble or anything that
Nah, they
pushes
comfortable.
that
They
pushes
good.
artists
They
back
good.
out on the road or to force music.
Nah,
So-
they did what they were supposed to do with that money.
Let me ask y'all
Yeah.
this though. Do you all think that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, does it mean what it meant, we'll say 20, 30, even 40 years ago? Because to me, I think it's dope that OutKast is getting this love, or Salt and Pepper, or even some of the recent inductees. I think that's dope, but it's still called the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So do
Well,
y'all think that lands? Is it really that big of a thing? Not knocking them. I'm just talking.
Yeah, we've talked about it being called the Rock and Roll Hall of
Right.
Fame, and
Right.
we know the roots of rock and roll
Yeah.
is rooted in black music. So
Yeah.
I mean, at
Yeah.
the end of the day, I feel like there's a lot of righting of wrongs going on with some of these nominations. Some of them rightfully so, but there's an artist in particular that has not been inducted and has he passed away in the 70s, and you can't tell me that he shouldn't be in there, and that artist being Donny Hathaway.
Come on.
Ooh.
So
You
they need to
you
right
said
that
something-
wrong.
You said something right there. Fact. What you
Ooh.
We
think,
can't
Corey?
even have Christmas without Donny Hathaway.
Come
Donny
on,
Hathaway's
man.
not in there?
He's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Corey, what do you think about it in terms of, you see these artists get into the Rock and Roll Hall of
Right.
Fame from the hip hop side? Does that mean?
I mean, obviously it's not like, and I'm saying obviously, seemingly.
No, for sure. For sure.
Nobody's goal is that
Nah.
in terms of like what you chasing in what's complementary to the culture. Like even still like people getting in there, like we're still fighting for there to be an understanding of the concept of us being the origins of rock and roll. Like
Mhm.
that's still like a ongoing debacle for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, so it's still like a lot of proving the point with that. But yeah, man, I just can't believe Donnie Hathaway not in there. That's
He's not in
crazy.
Yeah,
there.
that is crazy, right?
And I've been on like a Donnie Hathaway like study, like
Oh, really?
One of my favorites,
like
bro.
this past month.
Come on,
Like
man.
when you
That's
talk about
crazy.
somebody singing and you could feel what he's going through.
He
Yeah.
was cold.
That's
He was cold, and I
Yeah.
mean he was going through it.
he was for
I'm
real
talking
going
He
about
was
through it.
through it.
yeah. So that's yeah.
He's not in there. And he's one of those people that enter the charts every year around the same time because of the musical
If he
impact.
if his tenure was longer, oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But they're just award shows, you know?
At the end of the day,
It's same as the Grammys, sir. Like, as an artist, Grammy would be nice, but that's where it stops.
Yeah, see the field goal post on that moves too. I can't stand the Grammy
Mm.
conversation.
Yeah.
That,
But it's the same with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame too. I mean, I guess it's a little different, but realistically, the awards show and that perspective, like, I don't know, man. It's just it's cool to be acknowledged. It's
Mhm.
great that OutKast was acknowledged,
I think
you
that's
know,
dope.
like-
Yeah, that's dope.
but that's that's kind of where it stops for
Kinda
me.
where it
Yeah,
stops.
I feel like there's a handful of artists that people outside of the culture are familiar with, so they have to acknowledge these cats. It's like there was a point in time where even in my neighborhood, I was the only one listening to OutKast.
Yeah.
And it evolved into what OutKast is now, to
Yeah.
where everybody's listening to
Mhm.
OutKast. You know what I'm saying? So OutKast is just one of those groups. Salt and Pepper had very good commercial success as well.
They did.
But when you talk about
For a very short period of time.
for a short period of
I
time,
would-
so that would
no,
that
I
was
have to-
that was unnecessary.
No, I
You
would.
had to
I
do
wouldn't
that.
even say that. I was. You
That
know.
was
it
unnecessary.
was a nice span.
It was a
yeah,
nice
but
little-
like when you talk
little
about the
span.
commercial success.
No, because you talk about when Salt and Pepper jumped out in what 87, 88, and
yeah,
they
they push
had-
it.
yeah. So you're talking about all the way into the mid 90s.
Yep, they definitely.
You
Yeah,
know,
they were relevant. So
so-
the whole time they were out.
And at
Definitely.
that time, to
Because of
have,
acting.
Don't
No.
do that. Don't
What
do
did they
that,
act
man.
in?
What are they acting? Don't do
Oh,
that.
yeah, you're right.
Who's the man?
Yeah.
Nobody watched that.
but every
movie.
rapper
Don't do
was
that.
Who's the Man.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't
No.
do that.
But
So
no,
when
they're relevant as far as that's concerned. So I was actually going to use them as
Yo, that's crazy.
the group that has roots in hip hop and deserves to be there as well. Where OutKast, their pool was just a lot more than Salt and Pepper's was.
Mhm.
Yeah, OutKast was like a given.
Yeah, it's like you have
cool.
to
It's
put
cool.
OutKast.
It's cool that they like went the mile further to recognize somebody like like Salt and Pepper.
Yeah,
I mean,
Pepper.
they
Pepper.
fight. They still fighting for their masters too, low key. So,
well, they just got back cool with Spinderella.
Yeah.
oh, okay, yeah,
Because
that's
you know, I was like, I saw Spinderella. That was one of the biggest surprises of the
Yeah.
show to even see her because they've re-recorded their music without her.
Yeah, man.
No, did you know?
And she wasn't even the first DJ in the group.
No, she was. Yeah, I remember there was this pay-per-view show called like Sisters in the Name of Rap. I think it was something crazy, and
Mhm.
like one of the big features was the real Spinderella. Because if you look at their first album, that's not saying
No, that's not
it's
her.
a different girl.
Yeah, it's not her.
Long did you realize that Spinderella was there?
No, what? The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Never mind. Never mind.
Are you asking if I watched an award show?
Yeah. Did you see Spinderella there?
I just saw Andre for the first time on this thing that we just watched.
Never mind.
You know, like I
never
don't.
mind.
Yeah, you know you don't watch award shows.
You're right. All right, man. We done with OutKast.
I didn't realize Andre was crying, which was cool.
And you
I
got
mean,
not
choked up a
cool,
little
but
bit.
like
he had a point.
It's
though.
human.
He had a point though.
but we already knew that.
Yeah.
I wish
Dungeon-
you
That's how
would pour
you-
just a little bit of that emotion into a couple of rap songs.
Don't
But
do that.
That's me being selfish.
We over with.
Yeah,
It's
I'm-
over with.
It's over
cool.
with.
It's over
Corey
with.
said it's over with.
Yeah, we cooked, man.
Yeah. And shout out to Rico Wade. Let's talk about that.
That
Yeah.
too.
Rest in peace to
Also,
Rico
since we're
Wade.
talking about Salt and Pepper, Herbie Lovebug, which was very
Yes.
instrumental in their career and a lot of other people's.
Once again, I was surprised to see him outside.
Yeah.
You know, he's one of those like mythic characters. I don't think anybody's ever interviewed him or like.
I don't even know what
but
Herbie looked like. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah. I mean, he used to be.
Do your Google.
He used to be in the video.
all in the videos. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
He used to be.
but you
Yeah.
know, he
Very
you know,
important.
I've
Very
never
important.
really heard him sit down and talk to anybody. And now, mind you, he wrote those Salt and Pepper songs and produced them, so he's probably somewhere very, very comfortable.
Yeah, he was Puffy before Puffy.
Good
Minus
point.
the
Yeah,
bullshit.
yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Minus the bullshit.
That's
So you
pretty
say
accurate.
you say he wrote them songs,
Long. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
all of them,
Almost all of them.
Yeah.
the verses.
You giving Lone that ammunition, boy.
I hate
Yeah.
it because you can see him turning up. You can see him turning up. He's turning up.
I think everything all through it's outside of their last two albums.
Yeah.
he was, he was the pen behind a lot of those songs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and stop playing Salt and Pepper like
I ain't being as
What a
consistent
Man,
as
What
I
a
can
Man
be.
didn't come out.
That
That was
that's
a
gonna
good
be our
record.
third black woman act attacked tonight.
Low
So-
key. Yeah, good
He's
job.
keeping a tally.
Good job, young fella.
He's keeping a tally.
Yeah, keep him accountable.
Start naming some white women.
Hey. Sydney Sweeney.
Thanks to our partners. Dr. Coleman of Coleman Dental is our go-to dentist. He's a longtime Indianapolis arts and music supporter located right in Broad Ripple. Our good friends at Indie CD and Vinyl operate one of the best record stores in North America. Shop new and used in their site or visit them in person. And the best way to support the New Old Heads is to visit our Patreon and become a member. All details on newoldheads.com.
Westside Gunn chose to go off on WWE. I grew up watching this wrestling. I'm a big wrestling fan.
Wrestling.
But wrestling, as they used to say. But so Westside Gunn just unleashed on the WWE, claiming that they kicked him out of a Raw episode despite him spending thousands on tickets, and then threatened to sue him for his music as it relates to his wrestling references. Now, as artists or just regular consumers, we've all been there where we just are diehard fans and we spend our money on things that we like or that we enjoy. We can all relate to that. But the deeper issue here to me is, why do creatives continue to pour into these corporate billion-dollar corporate agencies or businesses or whatever for the branding that they do, and they show nothing or give nothing back or pour back into the people that are pouring into them? Westside Gunn definitely falls into that category. Check the album covers. So Gunn wasn't just a fan. He was doing this for free marketing for the WWE for years, incorporating classic imagery and referencing that into his music and the art. This dude has galleries with Virgil and, Ted DiBiase, all this type of stuff. So he actually made it cool.
Mm-hmm.
He had a big poster on the side of the building with Virgil and Ted DiBiase.
Come on. The last two projects, well, we know more than that, but the last two projects have been Virgil and I think Ted DiBiase on both of those, if I'm not mistaken.
The one that just came out a few weeks ago, I think.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I would say that to say, because this is a little tricky. The first question I will pose is, how does this make the WWE look, in your opinion?
I don't think it makes them look any kind of way different to its actual fans.
Okay, so here's my question.
I thought you asked a question.
With how it looks, but that was a question. But I want to
Okay.
pivot off this. You don't think that the WWE has benefited off Westside Gunn using their imagery
Look,
at any point?
I'm going to give you some very real talk here.
Okay.
One of the guys that works with me is a huge WWE fan,
Mm-hmm.
and we talk about music. He likes a whole different kind of music than I do, but sometimes there's a little bit of a Venn diagram that goes over. And I asked him, what do you think about Westside Gunn? He's like, I have no idea who that is.
Mm-hmm.
This is somebody that watches all the pay-per-views, like for the promotion that Westside Gunn does with the WWE. And when I've especially now they have their partnership with ESPN.
Yeah.
So I probably paid more attention, because we'll have it on in the background at work. I'd never see anything with they don't feature really Westside Gunn that much. You got to understand, like now WWE, and I think along with certain other entities, they're so big internationally. Like they're getting ready to have WrestleMania in Dubai, which is very complicated.
That's tough.
Which is or
That's
the
tough.
UAE, whatever. But it's but that's a very controversial thing.
Yeah, that's tough.
right now.
That's tough.
And
How they gonna wrestle?
I mean, the women are going to have to cover up if they're
Yeah.
included at all.
That's
Yeah.
tough.
But this is such a big thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure Westside Gunn and us as hip hop fans were like, oh, that's messed up. He's taking them to the next level. And it's like, no, he's not. It's nice that he's there, but they'll be just fine without Westside Gunn. And if you're not being properly respected by the entity that you feel like you have some sort of connection with, then look, it happens every day. You got to move on and create your art outside of worrying about these people who really don't see value in you, and they're going to move in the way you can't tell these folks what to do with their money or their airtime. So you can only control what it is that it tells, oh, he bought tickets. Everybody bought tickets. That's what it is. Like, if they don't see the partnership as something that can take them to the next level, then even if you don't feel it's amicable, look, when you don't burn down bridges, because you gotta or whatever, because you never know, it'll be a situation where they can come back, just like they always bring back the old wrestlers who said they would never come back and work for the company. But
Yeah, I think
I don't know if this is this isn't something that's going to hurt the WWE at all.
it's not. I think you make some valid points with that, but where I'm going with this is he's literally used this platform, and even when they have pay-per-view stuff, I see them flash him in the audience from time to time.
That's what I was talking about.
He may not identify with, let's say, a majority of WWE fans, but he's brought light or shed light and made people appreciate or tune in based off of what he's doing now. Like, I started watching wrestling a long time ago. I'll catch a match here and there, kind of based off of it's in my ear. I know about it now because Cass is talking about it, kind of based off his music. And seeing that imagery takes me back to being a kid watching wrestling. So it makes me tune in. So I feel the effect that way versus just like a fan that's just down with wrestling, period. I also feel like, too, if this was something that they were going to do, they should have did it a long time ago. Versus letting him create this catalog, using these wrestlers' images, using sound bites from these wrestlers in his music. He's doing free promotion for y'all. I mean, they had the event in Buffalo.
Come on.
He plastered the whole side of a building with Ted DiBiase and Virgil on the side and had the name of his album very small on the side, like on the other side of the building. So like all you see is that big picture, knowing that that's associated with WWE. He's giving y'all free promotion. You could at least let him stay at the event. Like, what is him being at the event? How is that hurting you?
What happened?
Well, they just kicked him out. Like, the event started at like 8. They kicked him out at like 8:05. He didn't do nothing. They just kicked him out. So that's what's weird about the whole thing to me. It's like he's giving y'all free promotion, and y'all felt the need to just, are we going to just disassociate with this cat and kick him out, and now we're going to sue him?
Yeah, no,
I think that's a little extra.
It's wicked.
No, that's wrong.
It's
That's
wicked.
definitely wrong.
Yeah, because like there's
Corey.
validity to what you're saying in terms of not kicking it where you aren't being celebrated.
Yeah.
But in the same vein, like you said, it's really the timeliness of everything because I've been putting in all this work. And again, you pointed out the major success that they found. And I'm not saying that that's mainly him, but I'm saying that there's pieces of that he's contributed to that. Because when we look at hip hop and hip hop being synonymous to culture and black culture and what trends that we decide to follow after, he kept a buzz there that I feel like otherwise wouldn't have been there. Because I mean, like even for the youth, the people that listen to his music, people that support him, like they may not be the most avid wrestling fans, but in the same vein, because of his, that continuity to just support them, they have been indirectly involved in supporting them.
And they've benefited from that.
Exactly. And so like the timeliness of it, where you say like they're having this big ramp of success and to cut ties with him now after all that he's done. Yeah, it seems like just another run of the mill moment where, they sponge us out for, supporting them. And then when the time comes for them to, reshape their image or get their image where they want it to be, they cut ties.
Yeah.
Say what you want, man, but Westside Gunn and Griselda has been a movement for a while now. And those art pieces that he has with the 3 eyes and all the type of stuff that he has that he started in Buffalo, and then, the art galleries and things of that nature, that stuff is moving. And like I said, to your point, Corey, it's not about the diehard. It's about those people that are on the fringe that may not know the history or the lineage. They're coming over because of him and what he's doing. There's a section of people that come over.
Yeah, even if it's a passive fan, it's a fan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, the WWE is kicking out somebody that, to Terry's point, had the whole side of a building plastered up with promotion for his project, which he really wasn't pushing like that to the side.
I ain't gonna say he wasn't pushing.
He's pushing it, but what I'm saying is how you talked about where the placing of everything, right? Yeah. What I'm saying is y'all still are eating off this. So this is the dude that you kick out 10 minutes after he's been in? I don't agree with that.
I'm just very curious. I mean, this is a very like TLDR conversation because we don't really know what happened for him to get kicked out. Obviously he has been putting this product out and using this intellectual property that he does not own for a very long time. Granted, I understand how that works, obviously, as somebody who makes records and samples. Like, I get that.
For sure.
But, like, let's not remove that factor of this as well. Like, he is using an intellectual property, most likely that he's not being approved to use. Yes, I think there's a capitalism approach to some degree to where like we know what big businesses do. Mm-hmm. We know what happens in these situations. And in these situations, what happens is they will use you until they don't need to use you anymore, or you start to impede on their capital until you start to impede on that profit. And maybe it was overstepping a little bit, and maybe there wasn't. Again, I don't know. I'm very curious.
There's definitely an asterisk right there for that, because
I'm very curious what that is, because it did seem like he had a good relationship with this company.
My thing is, we kind of all alluded to it in someone in terms of the timing, because he's been doing this. Man, I don't know what
since the beginning.
Is damn near since they popped out.
I mean, his own record label imprint is called The Fourth Rope, which
he's got a fourth rope,
wrestling related. You know what I'm saying?
But again, when we're talking about intellectual property and the owner class of everything, the people that are in management positions of these companies are not necessarily representative of the people who are owning of everything. When we think of record labels, it's the same exact thing.
Yeah,
it's not, people come and go. And then if those people aren't in the place to kind of hold that relationship, sometimes there's not that glue anymore. So, I'm very curious as to like what that is.
I guess my thing, Lone, would be, why does it bother you now?
That's exactly what I said, though.
I feel
you. But that's my question. Why does it bother you now?
I agree with that. But for you to kick him out when it was already said nothing pretty much happened.
Right.
It was just more so he showed up.
Yeah,
he's always
this
on
is
the
only
front
from
row.
his side, right? Right now, have you seen anything else?
From what I don't think I've heard anything.
He just had a long Instagram post,
right?
Or something, right?
Because he's always in the front row whenever he goes to these events. But again, this is nothing new when it comes to hip hop promoting brands that have nothing to do with us personally, and it's just kind of been absorbed into the culture, and then them not appreciating the fact that we actually have helped you gain, help you with financial gain, essentially. We've seen it with Timberlands. Timberland is a staple in the culture. It had been said one time that the owner didn't want or didn't see urban people wearing Timberlands.
Talk to him.
We already know how
Cristal, that whole thing.
Yeah, Cristal, and that led to Jay-Z creating his home brand, the Armadale, or he bought a brand.
Ace
of Spade.
Yeah.
Which is more expensive than Cristal.
Yeah, it is. And then we all know what Pimp C had to say about Tommy Hilfiger.
Come on.
Which happened. It actually wasn't true.
Yeah.
That one wasn't true, but that's what was going on.
Yeah.
At the time, they were saying Tommy Hilfiger don't like black people.
All right.
But we were promoting this stuff. When Snoop got on, what was it, Arsenio Hall with that Tommy Hilfiger shirt?
That was Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night Live. Everybody was down with Tommy then. That kind of people were on it, but when they seen that cultural, that hip hop culture influence made people buy a whole lot of Tommy Hilfiger.
Well, true. I think, and this is where my conspiracy brain comes in. I talked a little bit about the fact that now, ESPN carries all of what used to be the pay-per-views. So you think about it. What's the parent company to ESPN?
Disney.
Exactly. You never know. There might be new eyes on partnerships. And, it was like, okay, Griselda, what's that name? Oh, Griselda Blanco, a drug dealer. Okay. And then you start looking at the discography. You're like, oh, okay, cool. Oh, wait a minute. What is this about the
Hermes for Hitler or whatever?
I was going to say the Fuhrer to try to look out for the algorithm.
No, it makes sense.
And so you don't know when new partnerships come into play. And like if they kicked him out for no reason, that's messed up. You know what I'm saying? But like we're only hearing one side of the story.
Yeah.
But if they decide to end the partnership, maybe depending on how people in power feel about certain content, and it was like how can we still move without this? Because there's a new person in the boardroom who doesn't care, since we can bleep it out, whatever, who doesn't care for someone even, I don't even know, I can't even say what the context would be, referring to Hitler and naming that as one of their albums. So you don't know what new eyes are on these partnerships who don't appreciate certain things.
Yeah, just the way you go about it when you cut those ties.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think
tell me before I get there. I could have stayed at home.
Come on, man. Before I dropped $3,000-$4,000 on the ticket.
Yeah.
But I think this brings up a bigger conversation though about hip hop. Smaller. We just talked about little rooms. Talked about people coming up, creating their things out of nothing. and then attaching materialism to the thing that you're doing in a way, right? So if you can represent a brand and you can push materialism, some sort of entity that you have that's nothing a part of anything that you do except there's something that you consume. And then you push it down the line and you prop it up, just like Terry was saying.
Mm-hmm.
You prop this thing up instead of something that you actually have some sort of like physical connection to, right? So that, to me, I know I'm kind of talking abstract, but why would we work with, as the new old heads, why would we work with why would we prop up, this is why we always cover out brands when we're on the show. Why would we prop up a brand on the show that does nothing for us, that we have no direct contact with the ownership, as opposed to somebody who we can go and have a conversation with?
Mm-hmm.
Why, and I think in general, hip hop culture has always kind of been that, especially when it became super commercialized in the late 90s. It's just brands everywhere. It's just attached to a brand, but it's like to try to make more money and to do all this stuff. But it's like, but then you realize it's like, we all know, like the class, again, I'm going to say it again, the ownership class of everything, the billionaire class, the everything up there, like they don't care. They don't care. They're just worried about profit. And so to me, it comes down to that type of conversation, as opposed to, sure, Westside Gunn was slighted, but how do we prevent this from happening in the future?
Exactly.
I say, well, let's get
your
that
own brands.
Yeah,
Sure.
that, and if we don't have, look at this, if there's just kind of agreements in place, there needs to be paperwork on everything.
Paperwork.
I'm not sure. Maybe there was paperwork between him and the WWE, but I think it was more beneficial for the WWE. Like, all right, you're putting these pictures out. Maybe someone will ask about Virgil and Ted DiBiase, but it's just like, look, you got to make it make sense, because if you're still paying for your tickets to go, that says a lot there.
Yeah, and two, even if this were something to where he said this was a defamation of character type of situation between myself and WWE, they're able to draw that out. They got a whole lot more money than he does when it comes to that. So I mean, this is just a lesson in just branding in general, and not making your whole image about a brand that isn't yours. Because like when you think of Westside Gunn, you think about wrestling, like I do personally, because it's just been embedded in his brand. Like even his own label now is the Fourth Rope. So like you think about wrestling, you think about him, and now if it comes down to him having to remove sound bites from albums, he's gonna be left with nothing. He already had to go back and change this last album cover, and I think it's retroactive, so he has to change all of these album covers.
Yeah, that's the bigger
into
piece.
something else.
That's the bigger piece. It's like, I mean, I know we're sitting here, and don't get me wrong, I'm on Westside Gunn's side because I want him to win, and I'm never on the side of the billionaire class and all that. But he's gained as much from this as I think the WWE's, just because of the continuity of everything that he's doing and attaching his name to something that people can recognize, even if maybe the business entity or the WWE is making more from it.
Yeah.
I still think that there is something there where we have a tendency to do that. And
he has a cult following based off of that image, and he has to re-image that. Like, I don't know if y'all have seen the new album cover.
I saw it.
Yeah.
It just looks like a generic wrestler on it. It's like, it doesn't give that same Westside Gunn appeal to me. It's like you see it, it's like,
but that's
this is like a bootleg version of it.
But that's a perfect example of what I'm saying, though.
Yeah,
you're right. Like, it doesn't have the same type of appeal because he's not able to use that same intellectual property. So like, it's kind of like sampling, like Mike knows. Like when we started out sampling back in the days, it's like, I remember asking a pretty big independent artist at the time. I was like, man, what do you do about sampling? He's like, man, if you're getting sued, you're doing something right.
Doing something right.
And Westside Gunn's getting his stuff taken down. He must be doing something right. So, but the thing is like, it depends on how retroactive. It depends on how much this is infused into everything you're doing. Like the WWE's in like everything that he does.
Exactly.
It's not like just using one record.
Yeah. It's synonymous with his brand.
It's like, it's,
Corey, what do you think about this as an artist that's, up and coming, and you start to make connections, you are moving? Is this something that gives you a sense of, okay, I'll write this down, I'll just make sure I remember this moving forward? Or, how do you see it from an artist standpoint?
Yeah, man. I mean, just that the importance of ownership is just like the biggest thing that I'm getting from it. Like, yeah, man, like you said, like his entire brand is synonymous with wrestling, and for there not to be a real amicable, visibly relationship between him and the WWE, it's honestly sucks. And like, again, it just shows that same repetitive vacuum of them sponging out artists, especially when it comes to hip hop, until they get in this position that they're comfortable with to cut ties whenever they feel as if so. Yeah. So I mean, like that's the part that I really dislike the most about it in terms of timeliness and how you conduct the business when it comes to going away. Like again, we put an asterisk by it because we haven't heard the other side of why. But yeah, as far as what we know, that stinks. But like again, ownership is the biggest thing heading into where you want to go. Yeah. If you want to talk about being a part of something else, or even when it comes to sampling, like it's difficult to even say like that. It's difficult to even say, like, as an artist myself, who I'm big on samples. I love rapping with samples. Sure. I pay a lot of homage to the culture. Like I feel like those two things go hand in hand. So I hate to see that for him to do all the work that he's done and to have put so much money in their pockets.
Yeah, man. That part. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. Like that's like a stab in the back, and like you said, he has to go back and do all the work again.
Gotta redo it.
Yeah, man, and you can't recover the same way like that.
And this ain't the first time either that this has happened in hip hop. Even when it comes down to personal style, like Dapper Dan used monograms of Louis Vuitton, Gucci, all of that to create these dope outfits back in the 80s. Mm-hmm. Everybody's coming to buy that stuff. Mike Tyson's buying it. Rappers are buying it. Rakim, Eric B. and Rakim got him on the cover of what album is that?
The second one.
Paid in Full. They got
him on the second album too.
Yeah. So Louis and Gucci had seen him doing those outfits. They didn't send him like a cease and desist or anything, but they started jacking his designs. So he was pretty much designing stuff for them. And then they finally came around within the past, 10 years? Yeah. He was doing this shit back in the 80s.
Come on.
They finally decided to go ahead and cut him a deal with these brands to bring him on. They could have brought him on way back then.
Right.
But now the culture is so, people get high off the culture. And now it's okay to get high off the culture. So they brought him in, made him like a creative director or whatever. Now he's working with these same brands that he was designing for free back in the day. So like this isn't nothing new. Nope. It's like it just recycles and it comes in a different form.
It shows you the power of hip hop and hip hop's influence on pop culture. It's undeniable.
Yeah.
And to Terry's point, there are other situations that I'm sure if we did research and dug a little deeper, we could find.
You don't think it's funny though, like the timing of it? Now that I think about it, it's like,
remember when I said it earlier,
with hip hop being on the decline or quote unquote decline, and not being number one,
And you know what? He actually hit on something there, because that is a conversation that has been floating around about the, is it dead? Or
the whole Billboard
Kendrick
situation
kicked it off with the out of the top 40, I believe, and that's the first time in X amount of years. So, is it trending a certain direction? That's a fair point.
On the outside looking in.
That's a fair point.
On the outside looking in, they feel that way because it's not to them. It's not as tangible. They don't know how to go out and feel the culture the same way that people that are involved in the culture know how to do it. They have to be taught and told what to listen to. So if I'm telling you that this is how it's going, this is how it's trending, you're listening to people in corporate America who focus on capitalism, then you're going to think that. And all of a sudden to you, it doesn't seem as profitable.
It's true.
Whereas to me, I'm actually more comfortable feeling like that people think that hip hop is gone or is going down. It actually makes me feel good. I know that might sound backwards. Again. Yeah. It sounds backwards, but to me, it actually puts a smile on my face.
What you think about that, bro?
It's ours again. The issue is that independence is so strong right now. Everybody's doing their own thing. Like the visibility, like you said, anybody can go out there and just start dropping. And once you catch a buzz, I mean, it's do it yourselves out here now.
Let me ask you this, because I know you're in that space, especially as an artist. would you say that there are pros and cons to everybody being able to do what you just said?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm just checking.
Because
I don't get a
it
chance
allows
to talk
people
to
to
artists that
infringe
much.
upon the culture.
There you
and,
go. There you
play
go.
with it and do what they want with it and make themselves feel like they're a part of it when they're not. And yeah man, that sucks.
No, I feel you. I just wanted to check. I wanted to check.
Nah, for sure, man.
You're on the pro side, so don't worry about that.
I appreciate it.
I just wanted to ask. Now that's real though. That's real because everybody rap. So
well, I'm just saying, like, you know, I think just for this is a lesson for artists going forward. Like, you can be a fan of something, you know, but if I think, you know, the sampling thing is a little different. You know what I'm saying? Because that's always been a part of hip hop. You know, sometimes, and right now, it's, for a lot of people, it is the Wild Wild West. I'll hear something, I know it's a sample, but I know it's not listed. No. You know, because I've, you know, the way it was flipped or whatever. But, you know,
it's spooky out here.
You know, there are certain albums, like, you know, I think we're talking about the same producer. You know, there was one particular sample. He's like, okay, I know they're going to know that. Yeah. But that's also the single. But everything else, it's like, all right, we'll see. But just be more mindful of your personal brand as opposed to linking yourself with someone who might be using you as an opportunity.
Sure.
Well said.
The Twins had to change their whole song because of Disney.
Oh, and look, once again, we bring it right back to Disney because the people in those rooms, they're like,
Disney
no,
don't play.
You will not
at all.
You will not whistle while you twerk. You ought to keep that moving. Yeah. And they didn't put out another record for another 2 years. You know, she's dealing with that.
Shout out to Jay Moore knowing the timeline. Appreciate that. NewOldHeads.com for all the education you need this year. If you see it, like it, subscribe, hit any bell you see for notifications. Don't forget to give us a 5-star rating as well. And remember, our unedited episodes are on our Patreon. We appreciate your support, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Shouts to all the ladies.